Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Danny K. This is Danny K Crypto, and you are here for another wonderful and wildly exciting episode of Blockchain Breakdown, where we break down your favorite blockchains in 10 minutes or less. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of light called Lumens, aka Stellar Lumens, and what it is all about. So, as they ask, what is it all about? Well, Stellar is an open source, decentralized protocol for digital currency to fiat money transfers, which allows cross-border transactions between any pair of currencies. So what does that mean? Well, it's kind of like XRP's blockchain. Originally a forked version of XRP's blockchain, which it is now run on a completely different protocol, thus no longer resembling XRP. It made differences from XRP that included being an open source and more decentralized project, and uses the Stellar Consensus Protocol. It also has a development layer that allows for the creation of decentralized application and use of smart contracts. With transactions fee faster than Ethereum, supporting up to 1,000 transactions per second, it also has a fixed 1% inflation rate. Some notable figureheads in the world of Stellar Lumens is Jeb McCaleb and Joyce Kim. They are the founders and creators of Stellar Lumens. Dave Mazaris is the creator and coder of the Stellar Consensus Protocol, and Patrick Collinson is the CEO of Stripe and helped form Stellar's nonprofit organization, the Stellar Foundation. So what main goals or problems does it try to solve? Well, Stellar has a lot of the same goals as XRP. By creating a fast, cheap, and borderless payment system, has a number of advantages as it being open sourced, more decentralized, and focused both on commercial for-profit objectives as well as nonprofit management and development of payment systems. So what is Stellar? Well, Stellar is an open source decentralized payment protocol that allows for fast cross-border transactions between any pair of currencies. Like other cryptocurrencies, it operates using blockchain, and its native asset is called Lumens, the XLM token. So how does Stellar's blockchain work? Well, transactions that take place on the Stellar network are added to a shared distributed public ledger, a database accessible by anyone worldwide, in order to reach consensus on transactions so quickly and accurately. Stellar uses its own unique consensus method. So how does Stellar's consensus method work? Well, Stellar's consensus is reached by allowing for fast and cheap transactions, with everyone on the network reaching agreement on transaction validity within a few seconds. Every participant, aka a node, who helps add Stellar transactions to the global ledger, chooses its own mini network of other trusted participants that it agrees with. As long as these mini networks, called quorum slices, overlap, the overall Stellar network can reach agreement about which transactions are valid and can be added to the ledger very quickly. And just a little bit more on the Stellar consensus. Basically, it has 4 key aspects about its transactions and its ledger on the blockchain. It's the freedom of participation. Anyone can join the consensus process, much like most blockchain platforms. It has low latency, fast and cheap transactions that are confirmed within a few seconds. Freedom of trust. Nodes, those participating in the consensus system, choose their own set of trusted nodes that they can revoke trust from at any time. Even if all the nodes fail or bad actors join the network, consensus can still be reached and the network will come to the right conclusion. And the Stellar consensus is actually a proposed solution to a consensus problem called the Byzantine Generals problem. The problem is basically a scenario where a large Byzantine army is attempting to conquer a resistant city and must collectively decide to attack or retreat. Because of its size, the army is led by many generals who must be coordinated through messengers. The problem is rooted in communication failures and the trustworthiness of generals and messengers, some of whom may be traitors. And by using the Federated Byzantine Agreement, also known, or as they call it, the Stellar Consensus Protocol, it allows for you to have kind of a mini network of trusted individuals that you use to help you vote. And then based on those mini nodes voting and a consensus reached within those nodes, they are then matched up against larger nodes, and they reach consensus by allowing those nodes to get larger and larger to vote and reach an agreement. It's kind of like a small mini network that grows into a large network of agreement over time, but it does this very, very quickly on the network. So some notable historical events in the world of Stellar Lumens. In 2014, Jeb McCaleb, founder of Mt. Gox, but pre-Mt. Gox hack, good Mt. Gox, and the co-founder of Ripple, launched the network system Stellar with a former lawyer, Joyce Kim. Then, in 2016, Deloitte, the accounting firm, announced its integration with Stellar in 2016 to build a cross-border payments application, Deloitte Digital Bank. Then in October of 2017, Stellar partnered with IBM and ClickX to facilitate cross-border transactions in the South Pacific region. Recently, in May of 2019, unfortunately, the Stellar network went offline for about 1 hour due to new nodes taking on too much consensus responsibility too quickly, thus causing issues in the network not being able to properly reach consensus and turning itself offline. This actually raised some concerns and questions over how decentralized the project really was, because if you can have a few new nodes taking on a lot of the network work and it can shut it down, well, there wasn't a whole lot of new nodes that actually went online. So it is a little concerning that if someone who had the means and resources wanted to go ahead and attack the Stellar network, it possibly could rather quickly. Then in September 2019, Stellar actually announced a 100 million XLM token airdrop over the next 2 years. And this is in a move to raise awareness in its new partnership with Key-based messaging service, as well as its partnerships with many other companies, and to raise awareness and brand recognition. And lastly, in October of 2019, the developers came out and said that they wanted to remove their inflation mechanism because it no longer serves its purpose. The Stellar network has a built-in fixed nominal inflation rate where new Stellar is added to the network at about 1% each year, thus kind of driving down the price of Stellar long-term and allowing there to be enough Stellar tokens in the ecosystem. However, as of October 1st, 2019, a lot of the Stellar developers decided or came out and said that they're no longer in favor of this inflation mechanism because it no longer serves its purpose. And so they basically said that they are going to have a vote on October 28th to decide and vote on the new protocol that will remove inflation. And so all of the network validators have until October 28th to install the new version of this protocol, and thus this protocol will then cease for the new tokens being added into the network, thus cutting out that 1% yearly inflation. But yeah, with all that being said, what are your thoughts on the Stellar Lumens network? Do you compare Stellar Lumens to Ripple/XRP at all? Do you think that one is better than the other? What are your thoughts on the fact that Stellar developed a decentralized application platform that allows coders and developers to develop their own applications on platform? And what are your thoughts on the removal of the 1% annual inflation? Or do you think there should have been inflation in the first place? Do you think that that was kind of odd and completely defeated the purpose of Stellar as a investment? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you hold any Stellar or what you think of the project long term. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you have a coin that you want me to review that I haven't done yet, please let me know down in the comments, and I will add it to my list of tokens that I will do. But again, please smash that like button, as they say. Subscribe for more fantastic cryptocurrency content like this, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.